Hey everybody, and welcome to Geeks and Drinks. I'm Jason.
I'm Jordan.
And this week, the internet seems to be wrapping around Disney again. But that's understandable this time around because of D23. Their, was it biannual, or their expo they have every other year. That's not biannual, is it? Okay, I was correct. It was biannual. I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyways, before we get to that...
Biannual means twice a year.
I thought it was semi-annual.
Bi-weekly? Whatever.
Excuse me while I Google this. No.
Gone too far.
But before we get into all of that, let's laugh at Fantastic Four again.
That was shit.
$122 million to produce, tens of millions of dollars more to market the thing worldwide, and what does it make opening weekend?
26.
26 million. Yeah. And considering for the first couple days Fox was trying to be ignorant of that fact by saying we're still moving forward with Fantastic Four 2, and then once they finally realized they weren't
All the flood of information, it's like, we're sorry, they asked the fans how to fix it.
And what they say, give it all to Deadpool.
Yeah, which I'm cool with.
Everything they've shown so far for Deadpool, I mean, we've just had trailers and some images, but that's more than enough right now to convince me that they're on the right path. That is Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
So, throwing all that money towards a Deadpool sequel, I'm all for.
They threw all the money for a sequel to a movie that the first one hasn't even come
out yet. Let's just hope it doesn't suck.
They have 2 teasers and 2 trailers.
And it already has better ratings than freaking Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Oh god, I think it's holding steady at like 10% right now. It's so sad. So sad. But yeah, Disney. So D23 that started today. We recorded this on Friday, and today was mostly of the animation announcements. A lot of stuff from John Lasseter.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I thought all that stuff would be announced tomorrow, but I know tomorrow.
The two big panel for tomorrow is all of the live action movies. So essentially, all of the Marvel, all of the Star Wars. Even though we've already got confirmation that there will be no new footage from Star Wars, which sucks, and no new information regarding Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I hope they're pulling a J.J. Abrams with the Star Wars thing.
I really hope. And
it's not Khan. Dude, it's Khan. It's not Khan. The name is Khan.
Woo! Called it. But I will say this, though. If, by chance, they're actually telling the truth, there's going to be no new footage whatsoever. They said the exact same thing with Comic-Con, and they had a pretty epic panel, not to mention they had one hell of a surprise for everyone for that concert. Do you think they would try to pull something like that at D23?
Kind of hoping, yeah.
But what could they do? Well, I guess it could be
anything. Fuck if I know. That's the whole thing. No one could have ever guessed what was going to happen at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's true.
And the same thing here.
Oh, so one can hope for at least a good experience, a good event.
And shit, for all I know, at the end of it, it's like, cool, we set up a Jar Jar Binks pinata in the back. Who wants a swing? Just something
There'd
random.
Be a mad mob.
Just something random that no one would expect.
Yeah, true. The other major panel going on tomorrow in the afternoon is the Disney Parks update. So we'll get more information on Disney Shanghai, which keeps on looking to be more and more awesome.
Fuck, I'm pissed about that.
I want that Tron coaster here.
Exactly.
God.
Fucking strap into a light bike and...
Yeah, especially when they've shown video of people who were at D23 today, and there's a video running of a mock-up of the light cycles that they'll use for the coaster on the rails, and I'm like, really? I can actually ride a coaster like that? I'm not the biggest fan of coasters, but goddamn, I want to play that.
Fucked up America.
Game. Yeah, well, China has a shitload of money, so.
We don't?
We spend it all on military. Yeah. But Disney did some good. They bought a crapload of space behind the row of hotels, including one of the hotels, across the street from Disneyland. And the rumor is right now is that they're going to move Team Disney Anaheim, which is all those office spaces in the back lot, and move those over there, leaving all that space or not a new park, but a new
Addition.
land, a new addition.
But see, we talked about this before. How the likeliest of scenarios is them to do like a Hollywood land, so they can just throw anything out there. But at the same time, I'm worried about that. I don't think that's likely, just because they already have that in California Adventure.
Well, that's the Hollywood backlot. They may rename that. There's nothing really truly iconic in Hollywood backlot in DCA other than what, Tower of Terror,
The theater,
the Hyperion Theater, but their attractions.
Monsters Inc. Does the Muppet thing still exist?
No,
fuck them.
The Muppet thing was paved for Frozen sing-along, live sing-along. By the way, the drinks we are enjoying tonight is actually a Redbreast, but we usually get the 12. We're actually going for a 15 this time.
It was payday, so Jason went all out.
Yes, I did. Well, the only difference between the 12 and the 15 was only $10.
Yeah, as I say, it's not
I was
much.
like, it's not much. The beer we were having this week, we've had it before. It's the Ballast Point Calm Before the Storm.
Solid beer.
It is a solid beer. I mean, you have beer with coffee and vanilla. I'm perfectly fine with this.
Hey, man, the coolest part about it is Jessica's the one that picked it, kind of.
That's true. She definitely picked a winner on this one.
Yeah, she did.
Me, not so much. But anyways. So...
Yeah, it looked like the helmsman.
Here's the thing, though. With Hollywood Studios, they already have that at Walt Disney World. I can easily see them trying to bring that over here. It would not be the first time they've attempted to do something like that. For example, California Adventure was initially supposed to be Westcott. They were going to do a West Coast version of the Epcot Center. And I'm kind of really glad that didn't come to fruition. I actually enjoy California Adventure. Huh?
The beer garden.
The fact that we could do basically a pub crawl in California Adventure is that's fine. I'm happy with that. But yeah, so the fact that I would think they would bring Hollywood Studios to that area, that makes sense because they already have a ton of different franchises that they own. There's probably more franchises out there that they will probably acquire over the next few dozen years. Who knows?
But see, the one thing I'm worried about, and it's weird for me to say this, I don't want them to get rid of Toontown.
I can understand not wanting to get rid of an existing part of the park for this new area, but for you, what is in there besides Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin? Would you
like? I have fond memories, basically, like me and Jessica play wrestling and getting thrown out of Goofy's house because it was a giant bouncy castle, which I don't think they even do that anymore. I know it's just there.
It's still there.
Yeah, we got kicked out of there because I think I was playing around, accidentally kneed her in the face. She turned around, punched me, and it turned into WWF. We're just like Irish whipping each other all across the damn thing. Accidentally like running into other kids, maybe just throwing an elbow from some little shit. The Rescue Rangers roller coaster thing.
Gadgets Go Coaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even the Mickey and Minnie's house, because they're there at all times.
Yeah, true. They only step out for like 30 seconds while they swap out the cast members. Yeah. Okay, well...
Like, it's one of those things, like, I understand I'm weird and I have sentimental attachment to this land, that if I'm at the park, I will avoid, like, the fucking plague.
Yeah. There's no point in trying to go underneath the train to get over there, save for, like, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, and that's only if you haven't been on it in, quite a while.
Yeah.
But something has to give, though. Something has to be bulldozed or moved to make way for an entrance to that park.
Dude, no, remember we talked about this? They don't. They can Fantasyland it, where it just...
Well, that whole section in the back where, to the right of, like, the Casey Jr. train and all that right there, that's that, like, that barbecue place or something like that. The half Fantasyland, half Frontierland. They're not sure what the hell to do with that area.
Yeah.
Back where they had, like, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, like, event or something like that.
Yeah, the thing, that theater's still fucking there.
It's still there, but...
Like, it's like a festering wound. It's still there, but it's...
You think,
sitting there rotting.
Do you think that's probably like where they'll have to like bulldoze to, make way for it?
I mean, that would be the easiest place.
It would be.
It's land that they're not using other than fucking storage. Because when I worked there for special events, like that's half of where they just kept shit. Yeah. And again, special events, that's straight up Disney magic. Like I have no idea how the fuck they pulled most of their shit off.
Yeah, this is true, and that'd be another big feat is that you and I have both walked that backlot area back there. There is a ton of stuff. There's a freaking ranch back there.
Yeah.
for the horses.
Ranch, a
Where the
greenhouse, a
hell
small
could
depot.
where could they put that? If they're gonna move just the office buildings across the way,
They can move all of that over,
you think so?
or at least condense it all.
Yeah, sure.
Now that ODV is no longer, as long as
Outdoor
outdoor
vending.
vending is no longer its own separate thing. It's merged with some other things now.
Right.
They don't need that giant warehouse in the corner anymore.
True.
It's already everything's at its own little separate locations. You don't need a central hub. No.
You don't need to expand the monorail section back there. You don't need to move the train tracks over there. My only thing that they would probably have to seriously figure out is fireworks. But I'm sure they've already
That's something they can update eventually. They update that shit like every few years anyways.
every 6 months, if that. I mean, their new thing for the 60th anniversary.
Oh yeah, if you're at this part of the park, it's different than if you watch it at this part of the park.
Which I will say this: there's
It's
only
6 shows in one.
There's only
Whatever the
two
fuck it is.
sections that are actually worth seeing. One would be Main Street because they mapped out all the facades
Well,
on
Main
the
Street,
sides and actually turned them into projectors and
yeah,
whatnot.
see, Main Street's always been the big one though, because that's
Right.
you facing the fucking castle.
Exactly. So because that's all shot out from the backlot by TDA, they have to find a new location for that. Plus fire codes and all that stuff. I'm sure they've already been working on that, but I'm just stating things they'll have to deal with.
It's Disney. Let's throw some fucking money at it.
Well, they got confirmed from the city of Anaheim for the next 30 years they're not going to charge theme park admission tax on that. That's a crap load of money that the city of Anaheim's giving
Yeah,
up.
but at the same time,
just
they're
so
pouring
di-
like $1 billion back into everything.
Exactly. So in the end, they'll make their money back just
And let's
later
be
on
honest,
down the road.
Anaheim is probably as fruitful as it is because of Disney.
Well, yeah, let's just look all around it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The amount of tourists they bring in and
All the
revenue for
hotels
them.
in the area, all the restaurants in the area, even non-Disney
Oh, if Disney
stuff.
wasn't there, everything would just become a hole like where I live.
Yeah. I mean, because you look around like Knott's Berry Farm, there's really not much there. That's not much of a pull at all, save for locals, and that's only during the haunt. So
Need to go back to that eventually.
I remember working that. That was a thing.
Well, dude, I have friends that work it now. Well, one of them works it, and then the other one, she's got Prager, so she's stuck with the kid.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I unfortunately cannot go back to work Knott's Berry Farm, nor will I. So,
What did you do?
oh, nothing horrible. It's just that when it was my last day, I didn't bring a change of clothes, so I just went home in the uniform. And I remember getting an email or a letter in the mail like a month later saying, "You were hereby banned from working any Knott's Berry Farm or Cedar Farm, whoever owns Knott's Berry Farm. I'm banned from working any other locations until I bring back this uniform." I'm like, I don't even have that anymore.
Dude, that happened to me with Disney.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even fucking have the jacket.
Ah, those are nice jackets though. Eh.
Which is weird because my buddy gave me his.
Oh,
As
really?
a joke. He's like, yeah, I stole this one fair and square here.
At least they didn't try to steal one of like the god awful outfits that some people had to wear, like I did.
Well, no, Jess, no. Someone, I don't remember, basically procured like the straw hats.
Mm-hmm.
They like were from Fantasyland. Like, this is amazing. The problem is because my head is gargantuan, it didn't even fit me. Just had to wear it like a little yarmulke just back here on the crown of my head.
Well, at least it wasn't have to deal with what I had to do with, which was off the page and the Hollywood backlot, which was at the time. I think it's changed since then. It was velvet pants, long sleeve velvet shirt, and a velvet vest. And me being a big guy, even at that time.
Oh god, you were sweating buckets.
Oh yeah, there was a week I had to work there for a couple days.
Were you just so sweaty you were just like a slug? Like as you walked, there was just a trail of moisture.
Oh, it was just one of those that I would stand at the register. Can you help out with these people? Yeah, it's right over there. Do I have to move? Because you really don't want me to move. Because there should be this waft behind
the
me.
velvet really seals in the juices.
Oh man, it wasn't that bad, especially for the sole fact I had to help out. I picked up a shift over in Disneyland that same week in Fantasyland, so I had to wear like the lederhosen kind of thing.
I imagine that being awesome. Like I'm assuming it
I
breathed
felt
well.
like fucking a Gooseiska loop the whole damn time.
Did you try to eat somebody's microphone?
Actually, yes.
Good man. they look comfy. If I was still going to Germany, I would buy a pair of lederhosen and just wear it the entire fucking time.
Just the whole time, just for the
Yeah.
hell of it.
Wouldn't pack any clothes, just buy lederhosen the second I step off the plane.
Just find some place across the street from the airport.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming there's probably like some weird like duty-free store in the airport that's like, oh yeah, we got that. Last minute gifts for you to go home? No, I'm entering the country. Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll find out more about what Disney plans to do with this newly acquired land, how they're going to deal with the backlot, if they're going to announce any new land at all. They're going to have to announce something.
Fuck you, Disney, bring back Tron. I said that really quickly, and I'm cool with it.
I agree completely, yeah. Let's talk about the animation stuff. That they
take away the movie and then cock tease us with a sweet roller coaster.
Yeah. And put it in Shanghai of all places. Shanghai. Yeah.
You give it to the communists. It's bullshit.
Apparently the communists like capitalism. Figure that one out. But to the animation stuff that was announced at D23 just earlier today. One, Inside Out is going to be working on a new short. Actually, one of two shorts for Pixar's Inside Out Blu-ray box set coming out later on. I want to say this year. One is Riley's First Date, and if you've ever seen the movie itself, one fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it yet, do yourself a favor, go see it. It's still playing in some theaters.
What if feelings had feelings?
It's so meta. It started with what if toys had feelings, and it went to what was it?
Monsters, robots, cars, and other vehicles.
And now it's
fish,
volcanoes.
Now it's what if feelings had feelings.
So, well, Pixar.
More importantly, what if old people had feelings?
Because we know they don't,
No, they do. They just gave up on it a long time ago. Much like all their hopes and dreams.
Yes.
Shit got dark. But yeah, no, I never saw it. Inside Out. I don't know.
Need to see it.
Eventually.
Just, be aware that, there may be like, what are these tears falling from my eyes? Why are my eyes watering? Okay. Let's leave it from there. It'll happen to the best of us.
I'm not a little bitch. In my life,
just trust your feelings.
I've only cried during 3 movies my entire life, and I'm not embarrassed of any of them.
Same.
Number 1, Batman, 89.
What's there to cry about? End of Joker?
I was 1. I did not understand death at all.
Okay.
It's like, why is he still making that laughing noise, and why is he not moving?
The little pouch.
That fucked with me, even as a child.
All right.
Number 2, Toy Story 2. I don't know if you know this. When a man is with a woman and she is pregnant, that level of that much being around that much estrogen will cause the man to have sympathy pains. Now, during one summer, I was stuck in a household with me, Jessica, Jackie, Melanie, Randy, and my mother. There was an entire week I did not know why I was bloated, didn't feel well, and was super emotional about anything. I didn't want to eat anything, and as a fat man, fucking surprising. And I wanted chocolate for some reason. I think that's why I'm sympathetic. Basically had all the bullshit stuff minus the bleeding. We went out to eat. We came back. I laid down on the couch, and Jessica or someone popped in Toy Story 2. Immediately, I'm like curled in a ball. That super sad Sarah McLachlan music comes on. When She Loved Me.
Somebody loves me.
Oh, bullshit. I become a blubbering mess, and sure enough, Jessica, like a hype man in a fight. Are you crying? Are you fucking crying? Jordan's crying. It's a hot mess. 3.
But that's what extenuating circumstances. But go ahead,
counts.
Go 3, go.
Up.
The first 10 minutes of Up. That's all. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, done. And the worst part is, I went to see it like I think it'd been out for like a month and a half, and I went to the theater by myself.
Oh.
So it's just me like in like the nearish the front to like not seem like a creeper because there's like families and little kids there.
Right.
And I just remember sitting there like staring at the screen going, strong.
So now when you go to Disneyland, when you go in the Esplanade and you hear
yeah.
You're just like, fuck you, Disney.
Yeah, that
damn you in your feels.
The hell was the name of that song? And it's even the title of that song's fucking depressing. Married Life.
Married Life, yeah.
Still a valid argument about being a depressing title. No, because I was leaving work one time and Spotify started to play that song. I'm like, We're not playing this game, Spotify. Not today. Skip. Not before liking and saving it for later when I need to possibly have a good cry.
Yeah.
Boom. 3.
I can only think of one in recent memory.
Honorable mention goes to the movie The Notebook.
Never saw it.
When James Garner gets all teary-eyed, you don't do that to Maverick. It's bullshit. There's a reference that just went over everybody's fucking head. Just know, fucking tugged at the heartstrings.
All right.
You support your fucking local sheriff.
It's gonna happen. Okay. Well, what else we have going on for D23? Yes, Gigantic. A bunch of the upcoming movies coming from Disney Animation, not from Pixar. This is the songwriters from Frozen teaming up with the director from Tangled to take a new take on Jack and the Giant Beanstalk. Essentially, the description is set in Spain during the Age of Exploration. Disney's Gigantic follows adventure seeker Jack as he discovers a world of giants hidden within the clouds. Sounds about right. He hatches a grand plan with Inma, a 60-foot tall 11-year-old girl, and who agrees to help her find her way home. Heard bad movies.
Sounds like something out of one of my Japanese animes.
But it doesn't account for her supersized personality. And who knew giants were so down to earth? That last part's complete.
That is a terrible pun.
Yeah.
You inside the magic, you're better than that.
Yeah. Apparently there's
I tripped. I had to look up closer. It looked like he had like the Dragon Ball Z monkey tail.
He kind of had a little bit, yeah.
That little sprout justifiably should not be that high up.
Mm-hmm. So, that's one of the things going on, coming out. Another one is, a Disney Pixar movie.
Coco?
It's called Coco. This is their upcoming Dia de los Muertos movie. They're doing a Day of the Dead animated movie because, let's face it, the last one that came out was, I was told horrible.
A Book of Life.
Book of Life, yes.
Not good? It had Ron Perlman in it.
Apparently it sucked.
And Channing Tatum. Dude, Ron Perlman's awesome. It still shatters my brain in the back a little bit to think that he was Clayface in the animated series.
Was he?
Yeah. Remember the old animated series, like the one we always talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clayface was Ron Perlman.
No shit. That's crazy. Today I learned. Anyways, yeah, so Coco. Coco was initially announced about 2 to 3 years ago, but we've heard hide nor hair of it since then. We know now that the director and producer of Toy Story 3, Lee Unkrich and Darla Anderson, are going to be working on this film. They've only provided a description of, it's a celebration of a lifetime, where the discovery of a generations-old mystery leads to a most extraordinary and surprising family reunion.
Not Vegas balls.
I was going to say, this sounds a hell of a lot like the basis for,
Cocoon? Classic Cocoon.
God. Oh no, what was the claymation movie with not Coraline, before that, Corpse Bride.
Okay.
It sounds kind of like that, even just one sentence.
I'm just imagining Grandma, some weird ugly skeleton thing standing there.
Yeah.
Dressed like a matador for some reason.
But I will say this is Pixar, and Pixar doesn't mess around. They
Yes and no.
You think they're already diversifying too much to the point where they're going to start having some bombs other than Cars or Bug's Life?
Planes. Cars 2. Well, Cars 1 I liked, but Cars 2.
Cars 2, that was a cash grab. That was Disney going
Planes,
to Pixar.
Planes, and there Planes Firefighters.
But Pixar didn't do Planes. That was Disney Animation, wasn't it? Yes. That was Disney going, has made us... The first movie alone made them $1 billion, not in box office revenue, but in merchandising. My God.
No. Here's the thing. I don't mind the movie Cars because I understand it. To me, that was them making a prototype, a shiny prototype they decided to release.
Yeah.
Because that when that movie came out, if you look at it now graphically, fucking gorgeous.
Oh, it's still gorgeous to this day. Just remember, life is a highway, so.
And I want to ride it
all my
life. No, like when I buy, Jessica can attest this. She got kind of jealous with me. Amazon had one of those deals where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna release this Blu-ray for this price. The next day is this one, and so forth and so on. Every day I went and I bought the next Pixar movie because every day was a different Pixar movie on Blu-ray for $10.
Oh wow!
So I ended up picking up like Monsters Inc., Cars, Up, and like 2 other ones I can't remember for the life of me right now.
Okay.
But like when I watched Cars and Blu-ray, I'm like, fuck, I don't care. It was $10. I sat and watched it back to back twice. I'm like, this movie's fucking gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of detail that went into that movie is jaw dropping.
For its time, yeah. Oh my god, the whole environment area, which is how I feel about just the trailer for The Good Dinosaur, where the environments themselves are so jaw-droppingly gorgeous that when the animated characters come on stage or in the scene, it is obvious that they kind of don't belong to it. But that was an artistic decision.
But, yeah, we discussed, like, it's weird that we can... I feel weird. It's like, oh, we discussed this without you, fucking camera. Suck it, internet. We have lives outside of you. Kinda.
Somewhat, yeah.
Well, no, like I've always told you, that's Pixar's thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
They make the cartoonish realistic.
They do. They really do.
Whereas DreamWorks does the opposite. They make the realistic cartoonish.
Yeah.
Which, in all fairness, sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, yeah.
I mean, look at fucking Madagascar. I've seen it once, and I choose not to look at it ever again.
But Penguins of Madagascar, my god, that was a fun movie.
Minions!
Let's not talk about that again.
I'm sorry, DreamWorks. It's like...
You were doing good with Penguins, you couldn't do it with Minions. Because for starters, Penguins were funny by themselves. Second, you could understand what they were saying. What was the phrase you were saying when we walked out?
Like watching a foreign film with no subtitles.
With no subtitles, yeah. You can only get...
Made only the fact worse that whatever language they speak is a hodgepodge of like 4 different languages.
Mm-hmm. So
when you hear like, "Mi bella," you're like, "Oh, my beautiful," or "My pretty." I know that one. It's like I remember reading that on a children's menu at an Italian restaurant. I totally know it. Or there was like I remember randomly hearing like Spanish, Italian, like the occasional maybe English,
something like that. Yeah.
And then
it wasn't good.
And then I'm assuming Sims.
Everything is Sims nowadays. Now that I hear it. Though I will say this though that I find it funny that when Jess plays Sims, the music is relaxing to the point where I'll be at work.
Oh, it makes you feel like you got a lobotomy. You're sitting there going like,
and I'll start humming the music along. I'm like, did I just? No, I need to listen to something else. Move forward with that. What else they announced? Oh, yes. More information about Toy Story 4.
You can't mock people while getting music stuck in their head.
I really can't. Yeah.
You laughed at me for the song that gets stuck in my head constantly.
Yes, I do, because it's fucking hilarious.
Not my fault. Music and children's television, it's for some reason for me, peaked around the 1960s. Or 70s. And to this day, for some reason, the theme song to the Banana Splits will get stuck in my head.
Oh, God, it's hilarious.
I'm sorry. It was a weird tiger thing that was fucking Tigger. It was Tigger running around.
Yep.
And that opening intro and outro, them like just bombing around. La 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 la. See, how does that not just get stuck in your head? Magic, pure magic. Back to Disney though.
Yes, Toy Story 4. So
yeah, who's surprised?
Yeah, I know. It's the 20th anniversary of the Toy Story franchise, and yeah, it's one.
Randy Newman needed the work.
Yeah. Apparently, this one's going to be between Woody and Bo Peep, which is surprising because wasn't she sold off in like Toy Story 2 in the yard sale?
Was she?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that.
He finds the newer model.
Finding Dory. We've known about this one for a little while. They announced the voice cast, and joining the voice cast for Finding Dory is Ed O'Neill playing a grumpy octopus, which kind of works.
As the voice of Hank, the cantankerous octopus, never in my life have I read a more beautiful statement.
That's just Ed O'Neill in general, but you know. Another person from Modern Family will be joining the cast, Ty Burnell. He was announced as the voice of Bailey.
There's no one.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. Bailey is a misguided beluga whale Caitlin Olsen from Always Sunny in Philadelphia will be voicing Destiny, a kind-hearted whale shark. That sounds like an oxymoron to me. That's pretty much all we know about that. Moana. They announced this about, I think, a year ago. They released a clip during the panel itself. The Rock showed up, and the place fucking lost its mind.
Like The Rock, like the people's champ?
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson appeared on stage, and according to all the reports that I've read so far today, that the crowd, the scream level was louder than anything before, and that's even including Frozen. So Dwayne Johnson's currently like the savior of Disney right now for D23. Because people went freaking crazy for it, which he voices like a god in this movie.
I want to meet that man. He seems delightful.
He does.
Like, just shake his hand and be like, "You, sir, you're doing good work."
So I'm wondering if they're going to be showcasing the footage that they released during the panel throughout the convention, especially because one of the directors of this film is Ron Clements, who directed not only The Princess and the Frog, but also The Little Mermaid and Aladdin. So, high hopes for this one. I'm looking forward to this, even though it takes place 2,000 years in the past.
Yeah, but let's be honest, that guy's work's gone downhill.
Somewhat, yeah.
I'm sorry. Out of all the movies you mentioned, the best one was Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Then Aladdin.
Yeah.
Then Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like M. Night Shyamalan of animation.
I really like Princess and the Frog, just because you know me, I love jazz, so there was a lot of aspects of that movie that I actually really enjoyed.
Look, I'm not saying it was a bad movie. It was good, it was entertaining, I'm just saying, I told you, when we watched Live and Let Die, I'm like, look, it's the bad guy from Princess and the Frog. Which means when I saw Princess and the Frog, I'm like, look, it's the bad guy from Live and Let Die.
Mm-hmm. Except we didn't have, what was that, like, half white, half black, that guy. Racism.
Yeah, that's...
So much racism.
That was a thing.
We'll get to the Bond stuff later on. Let's get to some non-Disney news out there. Yes.
It's still technically Disney news. Dude.
God, yes, it kind of is,
I'm fucking hyped for this.
In a recent Reddit AMA, Ronda Rousey stated that she was actually interested in playing Captain Marvel in an upcoming movie.
Yeah.
You right away were like, hell yeah, this makes sense.
I remember sending it to at work and going like, dude, wait for his response.
Yeah.
Like just sitting at my weird desk, it's like popped up, like waiting to see if you'd react at all. And you in true form.
My response was not sure if
you had nothing. I just saw you. Like you have zero expression. At work, you either have like no expression whatsoever, or that look of you take glasses off. You usually like throw them down because I just hear it and just.
Because people are fucking morons.
I get that, but yeah. But no, I'm super hyped for this. Like it's, Well, I mean, I've heard other people throw names out there of who they think should play Carol Danvers or Captain Marvel. Never seen one of them. Like,
yeah.
I remember someone said.
But I will say this though. Initially, I was like, I'm not 100% sure about this. But now thinking about it, I mean, thinking of what she's done so far, acting wise, and not only her physique, but her. Like she's a bona fide nerd.
Yeah, she's
like the rest
she's
of us.
easy on the eyes, and you know she could kick your ass just like Carol Danvers could.
Yeah,
because Carol Danvers was a military woman that just so happened to get powers because she was, boning an alien.
So I mean, the more I think about it, the more I think that'd be a really, really good pick for a casting role.
Plus, it's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, true. So.
I would let that woman do terrible things to me,
and she would.
Sorry, sweetheart.
Going back to Fantastic Four for a second, we mentioned earlier about Fantastic Four sequel being canceled in favor of transferring those potential funds to a sequel to Deadpool, which hasn't even come out yet. So the director of the upcoming Deadpool movie was asked about that, what's going to go on with the sequel. His response was, there aren't really many definitive Deadpool villains apart from Cable. If we don't put Cable in Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 2, I think we'll run out of town on a rail. there would be a massive, uprising against
Their work, yeah.
Yeah. Because Cable's such an iconic aspect. I mean, if anybody's gone out there and have not read
I mean, he's a perfect villain for
Cable
an
and
obvious
Deadpool.
reason.
My
Part
God.
of the Summers family.
Oh, yes. I'm so glad he's gone in Secret Wars.
Oh, dude, like
So
I told you,
good.
that was my favorite, was Tony sending me a text and photos of the thing actually happening. And I just laid into him, like, yep, fuck Scott Summers. Friends don't let friends like Scott Summers.
And the fact that Doom just, took him out like a bitch. It's like,
Yeah.
Ed, you're gone.
And you just see him later with his head on the ground and his body just kind of twitching like a little bitch.
Good
That
times.
was awesome.
Go read Secret Wars if you guys have not done so. I think it's issue 6, I think, is out right now. I could be wrong.
If you haven't, don't worry. Be like me. I'm just going to wait till I get the trade.
The trade when it comes out.
Or wait for you to get the trade and then just steal it from you.
Yeah, sounds about right. Let's talk about this one real quick. Rick and Morty. I thoroughly enjoyed this series. When the first episode came out of season 1, I was hooked. Loved all of season 1. Loved everything so far in season 2. They got actually pretty emotional in the last episode, which was surprising, but understandable. It actually this season seems to be the expansion of each of the characters' backstories, and it makes so much sense. And it's still hilarious along the way. They're still working on this, but they have already announced Rick and Morty Season 3 has been confirmed. So happy. So happy about this. Have you watched any of it?
I think I've seen like the first 2 episodes of season 1 and that was it.
Really?
I don't watch regular people TV.
Well, neither do I, but you find ways to get around it and find the stuff.
I usually just cycle through old TV shows. Or luckily I've got Steph, so I get to like go back and be like, okay, this show I used to watch way too much. Let's watch it now.
See, the fact that this is, you have Dan Harmon and Justin Rowland, guys from Community and Adventure Time involved with this, I thought this would be a slam dunk for you and saying, I'm going to have to watch this series. Really?
It was entertaining. It's whatever, though.
All right.
I think it's because it was Adult Swim. I probably left a very bad taste in my mouth.
I can understand that. Adult Swim has burned us in the past multiple times.
Like, I don't know if it's just me getting older. Like, I can't watch most Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've had friends, and most of the people who told me to watch this were the same assholes. Like, Aqua Teen Hunger Force is a great show. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 are, what? Yeah.
Yeah, anything beyond that, no.
Anything past the movie was dog shit. Movie and beyond was bad.
Yep.
There was a movie? Oh, I hate you all, children. You can't even tell me that you loved it when you didn't even know this happened. Yeah. And then when I tried, like, Venture Bros was the best thing they've ever done. Mm-hmm. Aside from the old Cartoon Planet stuff. And they're like, what? What's that? I'm like, oh.
All the face palms. But yeah, so Rick and Morty Season 3, you can catch Season 2 episodes every Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. I highly recommend you go checking it out. This is not me trying to recommend you an anime. This is a cartoon series I think you would
It's American, so you can't get too mad.
Not too mad at it. DC!
Yeah!
Oh,
yeah.
man.
DC's not fucking up for once.
Finally! We're not talking about the movies. We're not talking about Gotham.
Well, didn't I just say they're not fucking up? So clearly we're not talking about the cinematic universe.
I know. Yeah. So, Arrow.
Constantine's coming to Arrow. Suck it, I stole that from you.
So good. So good. Cannot wait. Yes, Matt Ryan is coming back to reprise his role as Constantine in an upcoming episode of the new series of Arrow. Unfortunately, they say it's just a one-off, but I say to hell with that.
To quote Teen Girl Squad, so good. Like, I am so hyped for this. Like, because this show was good, and I want this to take off and do so well that CW is like, fuck you guys, we're taking this show now. Yeah.
I mean, NBC passed on the second season just because of circumstances that it started later in the season than any other series. It didn't have really the same availability for, like,
dude, I told you, CW is going to need something new if Supernatural's leaving.
Yeah. And honestly, if they can grab Constantine
and they can still have everything work in the same universe
and continue on the story that was already there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was already a big gamble for NBC in the beginning. Their big thing was, aside from the whole God and devil Christianity themes throughout the entire movie, was him smoking. That was always the thing that NBC did not want anybody to be smoking.
And
I'm like, that's Constantine.
But not even that. Like, it's the show. Like, it obviously, as it went on, it got better because near the end, they're like, "Fuck it, we're living on borrowed time."
Yep.
Like in the beginning, I remember like feeling cheated because then I think it was the second episode. No, it was the first. I don't know. One of the first few episodes.
You catch him either.
You see the back of his head and you see smoke.
Yeah.
And
either
then he turns around,
just about to light up, or just putting out a cigarette.
You see him. You don't really see his hand. You see him like his hand like this. You just see it go down.
Yep.
And you see him just exhale, but it could either be hot air coming in a cold environment or cigarette smoke. And for the most part, every time he tried to light up, something would stop him. Mm-hmm. Whereas near the end of the season, I think it was either the last or second to last episode, he has a cigarette in his mouth while he's in a church, grabs a candle from one of the pews, and just lights up and then puts it back.
That was so good.
That's Constantine. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Keanu Reeves' movie sucked balls. Like, and they've never done
Constantine asshole kind of thing. Yeah. It was god-awful.
Look, Keanu Reeves has good taste, but he's a shit actor.
You give him a basic B-movie action plot and give him a decent budget, you get John Wick. John Wick was hilarious and awesome.
But no, you've seen Cracked.
Yes.
Where they talk about why Keanu Reeves is a good actor in certain roles and why he's not.
In certain roles. That's the key words
but
right there.
No. They even go on to explain he's the perfect actor in action movies because he is a blank slate.
He really is.
You can put him in any situation in an action movie, and because he's so blank and empty and just vanilla, anybody could look and be like, I could see myself doing that.
Yeah. Not John Wick, but
you put him in something like anything else, and it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, John Wick, a man who's been pushed too far.
You killed his puppy. Prepare to die.
Yeah. Have we learned nothing from the Killing Joke? Sometimes we all just have really bad days.
Yeah, true.
But Constantine, I'm so hyped for. I want them to bring back the show. It was so good.
So, every single person out there who's watching this, tell friends, tell family, tell random strangers. When the episode that Constantine
tell
comes
your
back
mother,
on...
tell her it's something weird and awesome. Just whatever the fuck she's into.
Tell her it's the second coming of Jesus for all I care. Just get them to watch this.
Like if your mom's one of those weird people that just all their posts on Facebook is just about knitting and all that paraphernalia. Or, you know, whatever. Just be like, oh, it's this really cool show about knitting and Jesus. Just lie to them just so they get the small chance of watching.
Mm-hmm. Just for the sole fact that... Vampires in Bondage.
Vampires in Bondage. I don't know what it's about, but the poster just showed some sparkly vampire with a ball gag.
Captain Sparkles.
I think he said he was a monster, but it was something in his mouth. He's like, it's terrible. I would actually watch that.
Say it.
You know why? Because mainly I'm just imagining scenes from Twilight in the back of my head, but the Count from Sesame Street instead.
Oh man.
Oh, you want to bring this up so bad.
I do want to bring this up because this one's so bad. DC, you did great with Constantine coming into Arrow, and then you announced this.
Well, dude, Arrow and The Flash, they are f***ing amazing.
They are.
Like,
they
it's
really are.
It's giving me that weird ray of hope for DC not being a complete bag of shit.
Complete.
And then they release shit like Supergirl. I'm really, really skeptical about Legends of Tomorrow. And now this.
Yeah. So, DC Comics inked a plot with NBC for a half-hour single-camera workplace comedy. That sounds familiar? The Office comes to mind. It's the exact same style. The show was going to be called Powerless, about an average human man who just happens to be surrounded by superheroes and supervillains while working at a crappy job at an insurance firm.
The show just sounds bad.
There is no word yet what DC characters will be appearing, but you won't be seeing any major characters like Batman or Superman.
No,
so all the C, D, E, and F list characters.
You're going to get, like, Plastic Man.
You're going to get Static Shock.
Oh, no. Static Shock wouldn't even show up on this bitch. You'd get, like, Zatanna's dad.
Oh. You would get like the circus manager for the Flying Graysons.
Come on, what's the name? No, the Flying Graysons was an act.
That was an act. Oh,
Haley.
Thank God.
Get your shit together, man.
I know.
Come on, we're filming. This is an amateur hour.
It's the internet. Leave it at that.
Fair enough. Like it would be shit like that.
Yeah. Be
It's like, remember
hey
the
guys,
snake charmer
remember this?
that worked with the Flying Grayson's parents?
Yeah.
No. Well, he's in this. Fuck you.
Yeah. So NBC goes no to Constantine, but yes to superpowered.
Wait, NBC's the one doing this?
NBC's the one doing this.
I don't want to get mad. Fuck it. Let's talk about our last topic.
Yes.
This is gonna fill me with so much glee.
So, Fantastic Four. When we went to go see it, what was the best part of the experience for you?
No. This is gonna involve some, backstory, kind of, oddly enough. While we were there was a thing that came on, and it was super rapey. I don't remember what it was because I was kind of drunk, but it was super rapey. And I made the comment to some of my friends, well, at least it's not like the rapey Hamburglar. What do you mean? Do you not remember a few months ago when the internet blew up about McDonald's trying to bring back the Hamburglar, except he looked like a child molester?
Yep.
Now, at this point, the one girl there, Jade was like, oh, dude, there's probably some weird, porn of that on the internet. I'm like, well, it's the internet. There's a porn version of everything.
We had 20 minutes left to spare before the movie started.
So I'm Googling for, good 15 minutes trying to find McDonald's porn, because apparently that's what I do. I don't find it, but I do stumble upon... They made a Batman versus Superman porn. And I don't mean, anything we've seen before. I mean the movie that's coming out next year.
And better quality than it really should have.
And not only that, it looks... okay, the suit that Ben Affleck wears, Batfleck, this suit, is the same suit the dude wears in the movie.
Yep.
The dude who's supposed to be Superman, or Boner Man, or whatever the fuck he's probably called, has the same suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This came out back in May, apparently. Hey, that's how porn is moving ahead faster than we can even keep up now, and it is fucking amazing. And the worst part is, because unfortunately Jade was sitting next to me, the entire time I was like, dude, look at this. And I was just looking at porn on my phone. And it boggled my mind, the fact that movie came out in May, and we didn't even get a trailer for that movie until July.
Mm-hmm.
That means the entire movie had a whole month and a half on the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Ow!
The porn works in mysterious ways.
Axel Braun, I salute you. Which is where this comes about. Basically because Fantastic Four was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Someone made an internet meme basically asking Axel Braun to save the Fantastic Four.
Your only hope.
Oh my god, yeah.
Please, if this actually happens, it could be...
You know they will, because if anyone has a sense of humor, it is the porn industry.
And they would, again, combined with the production quality of Batman x Superman Triple X, could you imagine that the porn parody of Fantastic Four can possibly and feasibly will be more entertaining and better than the Fox version?
Oh, dude, I don't doubt it.
At that point, when that comes out, Fox executives really need to throw up their hands and go,
Axel Braun, take my money.
I'm out. Marvel, just take the licenses back. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
Well, dude, I told you, okay, first off, today was amazing because I got paid for the big boy job finally.
Nice.
I would also like you to know that I did something very adult. After I went to the bank, deposited my check, I went to Target, and I bought a new shower curtain.
What?
I did something very adult because my old one was kind of disgusting and bad. But I bought a new shower curtain.
Okay.
In my defense, it's also a Batman shower curtain. So it's just like a giant black thing with a giant Batman symbol.
I could not imagine you going out there and buying just a plain white one.
Mm-hmm. But the other thing that I purchased was I went online and actually bought the Batman vs. Superman Triple X parody.
You bought it? Yes!
As much as I would love the idea of apparently watching porn with my sister and her boyfriend,
You.
No, this is going to be one of those things I watch and be like, Jason, I watched it.
It was a thing.
Certain things can't be unseen.
So that's going to be it for this episode, because if we go any farther into the internet, oh my god, it's just going to be bad.
If you go any further, we're not coming back.
Yeah. So we will be back shortly, in about another week. I'm thankful that finally I have bought all the parts for a brand new computer, so these things will be released online much faster than they have been recently, so I'm very thankful for that.
Also, at the risk of sounding very nerdy and vain, I kind of like the way my hair looks right now. Because it's dark and ginger. It's very Matt Murdock-ish.
A bit, yeah.
Just want to throw that out there.
Are you going to go out there in the middle of the night and start trying to beat up bad guys?
God, no. I'm lazy.
Good answer. All right,
I'm
guys.
more likely the hobo that just looks at him at, like, on the bottom, like, oh, fuck, there's a dude doing shit.
Fair enough. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out for this week. We'll be going to D23 tomorrow, so next week we will have all the information from the show floor, plus all the information regarding Star Wars, Marvel, and the Disney parks. Not to mention whatever else the internet brings us over the next 7 days. So, for Geeks and Drinks, I'm Jason.
Jordan.
Cheers, internet.